Alright guys, it is finally time for the reveal. We got a TRX, wow, way to butcher that. Alright guys, finally for the big reveal. It is going to be the Title 40. And it is Buttskin Strings. I'm going something completely different this year. A lot of you guys may know I haven't shot a 40-inch ATA bow in tournament in probably, oh geez, 5 years. Yeah, ever since the TRG I think lineup was out. And I've just always been a 38-inch guy, 38-inch ATA bow guy. And I told myself that I am going to get a 40 and I am going to truly shoot it and truly test it out, try it out, and do everything I can possibly do to try to get this bow to work. I'm super excited about this, and I'm actually excited to bring you guys along with this journey as well. And yeah, let's get started with it. All right, guys, we got the build done. Everything is just kind of temporary right now. Like I said, we're still playing. We're doing a lot of trial and error here. I just grabbed some arrows, and I'm not going to be running this, blade to us. I'll have actual metal blade, but we're gonna shoot a quick 300 round here, and I haven't paper tuned it or nothing. So here we go. I think I just dropped a 9 first arrow.
You should have paper tuned it first.
Maybe. That one felt good. All right. Take my flashlight over here. Let's go check it out. Yeah, that first shot I just held a little bit long. That's all on me. It's not the bow's fault. Yep, big old 9. But that's part of training. That's part of professional shooting. Yeah, we all shoot 9s. We really do. It's just once we do, we figure out what went wrong and we fix it. We do whatever we can. We try stuff. We tinker with stuff to minimize those misses. Even when I get 3 months down into practice and getting into season, I'll still once in a while just drop a 9, just being low in lolly land, and it happens. But you can't get discouraged and get frustrated, especially when you're off on a good streak. I mean, I got 30x targets over there where I went like 2 or 3 days in a row of 30x's, and I've actually shot a 29x 299. Sometimes archery just happens. Sometimes it just does random things that you don't understand. Sometimes it won't make sense of it, and you just got to move on. Got to be a goldfish. Got to have a short memory. That's kind of one thing that I learned in this archery industry is you got to have a short-term memory. So here's the second round.
drawing feel better with the 40?
Yeah. And that's kind of the other reason why I got the 40 this year is on the 38, I really had to tinker with it and do a bunch of stuff and take turns out of the limb bolts and put like, literally I ran 70-pound mods and ran the limb bolts all the way out to like 60 pounds just to get to my draw length and still have the poundage and still had to twist up strings or not strings, sorry, the cables to get it to my length. And so with this bow, literally I have not put a single twist in it other than to time it. And the limb bolts are still all the way in, and so
That was only, what, a half a twist on the lower cable?
yeah, half a twist, and I haven't even checked it too. It feels good, and I'm just running it right now. Like I said, not only that, but when I first get a bow, I just start shooting shots in it, get about 200-300 shots into it, get the strings really stretched in, and then I can really tinker with stuff and play with weights and also it's technically the off season. I mean, gosh dang, it's October 14th, and I'm shooting my indoor bow. That rarely ever happens, but this year I'm more than motivated. I'm more motivated this year to get a head start and kind of figure stuff out and try to get over that edge. So. I feel like my shots are breaking cleaner too.
Yeah. Your shoulder looks a lot better. Left shoulder. It's down where it should be.
Those three felt pretty good. So those three felt pretty good. Pretty happy with those. My shot timing was consistent, and that's another thing too is if you focus less on aiming and trying to figure out or trying to shoot the highest score, trying to shoot the highest S count, I don't think that's the best way to go about it. I think trying to find your rhythm and your shot timing is the most crucial portion of shooting. If you don't have a shot, rhythm, then you don't really have anything because, the way I think of it is your body doesn't know what it wants to do at that point if you don't have a consistent cadence. And that's why, and then sometimes it actually varies between day to day. There's some day where, I'll grab the bow, I'll knock an arrow, and I'll shoot, and I'll just take a couple seconds, and then knock an arrow, shoot, take a couple more seconds, knock an arrow, shoot, and that. And there's days where I just shoot, knock, shoot, or pull back, shoot, knock, pull back, shoot, and just boom, 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 boom. There's just days you got to figure out your cadence from day to day. But you also have to keep your timing the same thing every single time. As far as when you're in your back wall, you can't, be shooting 3 seconds on your first arrow and then 5 seconds on your second arrow and then 8 to 10 seconds on your last arrow. Your body doesn't know what it wants to do. And then and that's where I think the target panic sets into your mind where you shoot your first shot and it's perfect, and that's why a lot of people their first arrow hole is always the best because they're fresh. Well, learn to keep doing that over and over and over. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people miss or don't do and work on, and that's what I usually try to do a lot of times. So. And a lot of time too, I'm not saying you should do this too, but a lot of times as a pro, sometimes I will. They're only in practice, obviously, but what I'm shooting is if I have a shot that goes just a little bit longer than I like, I'll fight through it and work through it and keep pulling and see what the bow reacts or how it reacts to that shot. And then whatever it does, whether it hits the middle or hits the nine like my first hail did, um, and I analyze and I figure out how can I fix that. And so when I get into the tournament and that happens, um, it won't affect it as much. So. See, that one broke low, but I think I got the bottom of the edge. That one broke good. One thing I noticed about the 40 is it's super forgiving. I haven't picked up the tournament bow since end of July. Would that be Coleman? Yeah, and it's, let's see, yep, that one caught, and it's super forgiving. Like I said, this one broke low, but it still caught, and doesn't matter whether it's catching or it's inside out, you don't get extra points. So as long as it's catching, it's good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of stuff. Just me kind of talking and shooting. This is the kind of stuff I like doing. I kind of like just speaking my mind at this point. So.
Your sweet spot's always been about 5 to 7 seconds after the click. 5 to 7 seconds
Yeah.
for the shot to go. That's always been your sweet spot.
I feel like that one went early.
That was 4, about 4.
Yeah, but it's still a good shot. And that's the thing too is when you work on your cadence and you work on your bow and you try to get your bow as dialed as possible, your setup will be forgiving as it goes when you work on your timing. Um, and when you work on your timing and stuff like that, your bow just naturally starts to do what it needs to do. It does its job for you. You just have to do your job. Now that one, I was moving a little bit more than I liked, but my pin was still in the tingling, but I just stuck with it. I trust it. That's another thing that a lot of people forget to do. This is N4. I'm gonna mark this real quick. A lot of people, when they get a bow, they start shooting it, and it's not hitting in the middle. I mean, this is with all brands. You get a bow, you get a brand new bow, and you start shooting it, and it's not hitting in the middle, or what it's not just shooting what you think or what it's supposed to do, quote unquote. Well, that's because you're not trusting it. You're just shooting, expecting it to go in the middle. Well, yeah, a bow, when you get a perfectly good bow and tuned and stuff, yeah, realistically it should hit in the middle, but at the same time, you do have to put the effort into figuring it out why the bow does this or why does the bow, does that, you know. And then once you figure out what it likes, then that's when you can start trusting it and just flowing with your shot. That one felt a little longer.
That was 7.
Yep. But it, again, still in the middle.
Well, that's something that you wanted to do too, is trust your shot process, and if it goes to 7, 8 seconds, if it still feels good, stay with it. If not, you let down.
Yep. See, that one broke really low, but I still think I caught it. Starting to get a little tired. What we at time? All right, we shot 5 rounds here. I think we're just gonna cut it off here because it's getting pretty long video. This one I caught it, broke low. It's just out, but I'm honestly not I'm not mad about this at all. I picked up the bow, haven't paper tuned it, and just shot. And that I can work off of very, very easily, actually. I've done a heck of a lot worse and dead well for the season. So I'm super happy with that. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's a 5 round for you guys. One take, just talking and shooting. Oops. All right, before I wrap up this Title 40 bow build here, I wanted to go over what I put on it real quick. So out the gate, we got 60 pounds, 75% let off on it. I did have 70s on it, but it was just kicking my butt, so I put 75s on. Felt a lot better. Got the Hamskea DC Insight Peep. Freaking love this thing. This is actually my first time using it, even though it's been out for a little bit now. We got the Hamskea Epsilon, Excel Achieve XP Pro, AVX 41 with the 6X clear target. It's the Doc's Choice lens. We got the center lock 8-degree down with 30-inch front bar. I'm starting out with 18 ounces on front, 18 ounces on back. This is the 12-inch Exclaim with the tri-lock back bar. As far as for arrows, I'm not going to go over that because that could change. It could be something different. I could shoot carbon, the Super Dry 27s, or I could shoot the aluminums. That's where the trial and error, and that's where the experiment comes through. But later on, once I get some time behind this bow, I will be going over my full build tournament bow. So this isn't going to be the only video of this that you guys will see of this video. You will see more coming from this bow because I will be shooting it a bunch, and I'm super excited for this season. So is there anything else I missed?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. HBC or the Trident release, I'm kind of going back and forth on that. I shot the Trident for 3D and I really liked it. As far as for indoors, I'm just it's one of those trust things. I've shot the HBC for so long that it's hard to go to the thumb release when I've shot so well with the HBC. But I did shoot it for 3D and I shot really, really well with it. So I might give it a whirl this year. We'll see. Also, I know you guys are going to ask, why do I take the weight off the bottom? Well, it's actually a good question. The reason why I do that is because it adds more mass weight on the bow itself, but I want to be able to control the weight by myself, not a big chunk of brass on the bottom. If I ever want to add weight to the bow, an ounce or two, this actually accepts the same screw that you use for your bars. You can put it right here. And if I wanted to add mass weight to the bow, I can just add it right here. And honestly, I would prefer to add the weight out than on the bow, because what I've noticed in the past is with that brass at the bottom, I just dip, especially on a 5-spot target. When I get to my 4th or 5th target, I start dipping pretty bad. Not pretty bad, just where it just dipped to the bottom of the X on a 5-spot target. And when I took that off, it took it away. So that's why I don't shoot with the brass weight. Doesn't mean it won't work for you, but again, that's one thing that about tournament archery is you gotta practice, you gotta shoot. So I think that's going to conclude for this video. Hope you enjoyed the Title 40 bow build. I'll catch you guys on the next one.